How do you transform cloud security from a complex, time-consuming challenge into an efficient, streamlined process? Well, today I'm thrilled to welcome my guest. He's the CEO and co-founder of Zest Security. We will try and answer that question. And also, with over 15 years of experience, starting with his time in Israeli intelligence to building groundbreaking security products that are now used by thousands of enterprises. My guest today brings a wealth of expertise to this discussion. He launched Zest Security to tackle one of the biggest challenges facing companies today: cloud security vulnerabilities and remediation. So, join me today as we dive into how Zest Security platform leverages AI and automation to cut vulnerability remediation time from weeks to hours. So I want to learn more about that, how it seamlessly integrates with DevOps workflows, and how his backstory, his origin story, helped shape his approach today. And also, what does it mean for the future of cloud security? Delivering daily content to 140,000 of you wonderful monthly listeners across the globe is no small feat. I don't want to take all the credit here because it wouldn't be possible without the backing of our dedicated sponsors and partners. And I also want to shine a light on the fact that legacy managed file transfer tools are looking dated. They often lack the security that today's remote workforce demands. And companies that continue relying on that outdated tech, they're in danger of putting their sensitive data at risk. Attention IT professionals, are you tired of juggling these multiple servers for secure file sharing? Integrated shared folders and email plus a comprehensive REST API. Kiteworks simplifies your workflow. For administrators, you can experience unmatched functionality and integration that traditional MFT servers just can't touch. Step into the future of secure managed file transfer with Kiteworks by going to kiteworks.com to get started. That's kiteworks.com. And remember, Kiteworks is also FedRAMP moderate authorized. Thank you for your patience today. This is the moment you've been waiting for. It's time to welcome my guest onto the show. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell everyone listening a little about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, hey Neil, thanks for having me. So my name is Snir Ben Shimol. Feel free to call me Ben. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Zest Security. We're based in New York, and we also in Israeli cybersecurity startup company. So we have R&D in Israel, and we're solving probably the biggest problem in the cybersecurity market today. So I'm really happy to discuss that. And of course, me and my co-founder, 20, 30 years in cybersecurity, but I will not bore the listener with our backgrounds.
Well, one of the things I was going to say that maybe I watch too many Marvel movies and stuff, but I'd love to find out more about your origin story. Can you tell me what motivated you to re-enter the cybersecurity space with Zest Security, and how your previous experience, which I believe includes everything from selling your last company to Palo Alto Networks, how did all that influence your approach to building and growing Zest? I feel like there's almost a Netflix box set on its own there, right? There's got to be a big story behind that.
Yeah, it's quite fascinating. We can start with, I started as a software developer to build things. And then when I realized that I'm better in breaking things, I went into the offensive security and stuff, breaking things. But those things were like airplanes, big enterprise software that you have top-notch engineer building. It's like, how can I break those type of things? It's insane. And after that, I turned into kind of like building security tools and running incident response team. And when you run incident response team, when you're working with the FBI and the Interpol, and you catching those big APTs and bad guys that are super sophisticated. And every time you have an investigation, you basically realize that so many things are broken from their base. And it's so funny because every time someone hack an organization, when you tell the organization the story about the incident, they're like, oh, this is how they got in. Oh, I knew it will happen. So it's kind of like a surprise, but no surprise. So running those incident response team, again, globally over 100 people, and I kind of like, okay, something needs to change. Let's kind of shift left, or let's do secure by design. So at Cider, as my role as the Chief Strategy Officer, we helped our customers to actually manage application security and try to build those applications secure by default, which is great. And until today, it's an amazing things you need to do. And then we started to see that those customers are shipping less and less vulnerability to production. And again, Palo Alto bought us. Great product, great experience, massive value to our customers. But then we kind of realized no matter how secure you're going to build your cloud, to build your application, there's going to be some flaws. There are going to be some issues. And even if you're not building it with issues, you're going to have some new vulnerabilities and new problems that you didn't know about when you built the product. You didn't know about when you set up your cloud environment. But now it's new. So what do you do about it? And this is the point when me and Uri, my co-founder, who heads up product security at Akamai before, we founded Zest. We kind of like, hey, we need to do something about it. We need to give that toolkit to organizations to be able to remediate and mitigate, just handle those like vulnerabilities and those misconfigurations. So I think my journey is basically building things, breaking things, helping organization to catch bad guys and investigate what they do, and then try to figure out what can we deliver to organization to make that process of incident response, vulnerability management manageable. So again, it's a big challenge. Yeah. This is why we're here.
Love it. What a great story. And as you said, Zest Security was essentially born out of some of your frustrations that you'd seen with you and your co-founder experience with cloud risk remediation. But can you explain some of the specific challenges that you faced and how at Zest Security, how you address all those pain points that you experienced in that former life?
Yeah, let's start with a story. I like to tell stories. I think they're fun. So imagine you're an enterprise security team and you have like something around 8, 9, 10 people in your team. And you get an email once in a couple of hours. And the customers, Neil, the CISO of this big company, send you an email. It's like, hey, guys, we have this CVE or this vulnerability. I'm your customer and I'm scared that because of this vulnerability, like your product is vulnerable and someone is going to hack me through you. And they send that to all their vendors. And they're expecting you to respond. It's like, hey, am I vulnerable? Am I not vulnerable? What I'm doing about it? And that pool security engineer that get that email is going to his manager. It's like, hey, what should I do? It's like, you need to tell me if we're vulnerable or not. And then they're going to check and they're going to look and it's like, oh, I think we are vulnerable. And then it's like, okay, we cannot tell the customer we're vulnerable. No, we can't. So your manager is going to the CISO. It's like, hey, we have this big enterprise that's going to plug out our product and we're vulnerable. And they ask us if we're vulnerable. What can we do? And the CISO is like, I don't know, fix it. Here we go. So what does it mean fix it? We cannot fix it. We can detect it because all of our security tools, the only thing they know what to do. And by the way, this is why we built it. The only thing what those security tools know how to do and do it very well. Identify misconfiguration and vulnerabilities in the cloud. So we know it's there. We know it's affecting this customer. But then what? The post security engineer is going and opening a ticket. And he's doing it a couple of times a day, probably. To the DevOps team. It's like, hey guys, we have this problem, fix it. And the like DevOps team, they're like, I'm reading this vulnerability information. I'm not a security person. I have no idea what you want from me. No, I have a lot of problems to deal with. Leave me alone, security dude. It's not from me. And then the security guy needs to escalate. And then his manager talking to the DevOps manager. It's like, this is serious. We have a customer on the line. It's like, hey, every day you're telling me it's serious. It's like, no, this is really serious. And then they're going to the customer. They're going to the manager of the DevOps. The manager of the DevOps, tell this DevOps guy, just do something and fix it. And the DevOps guy called the security guy, and the security guy is telling him about the vulnerability, try to explain it to him. And the DevOps guy is like, I don't think we're vulnerable. It's like, yeah, but this product told me that we're vulnerable. It's like, okay, show me. And the product says, oh, actually, yeah, so we are vulnerable. How is it happen? Okay, let me do something. So he's doing something. The DevOps guy, he changed something in the AWS configuration. And here you go, you close the ticket. The security engineer is going to his manager. It's like, hey, we can tell the customer and the other customers that ask us, we're fine. We fixed it. It's all good. All that process, by the way, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yes, yeah.
All that craziness. So during that, the managers need to say, hey, we're validating it. Yes, we have some exposure. We're going to let you know how we're going to fix it. And all of that is like 2-3 weeks. Guess what? 1 week after they close the ticket is back again. The customer or the auditor or that person who cares about these vulnerabilities coming to that security engineer is like, what's going on? You told me you fix it. And I see it again. And the security engineer, I don't know if DevOps told me he fixed it. I was with him and he told me he fixed it. What happened is he fixed the symptom of the problem in the wrong place. And because he didn't fix it in the place that it actually happened, he needed to do some forensics and understand how this problem introduced to the cloud and what happened and root cause analysis. And they didn't do it because it's all manual. It's all complex. They fixed the wrong thing in the wrong place and the problem just resurfaced again. And here we go again, opening another ticket. And by that time, we open 20 other tickets that are all critical. And we go again and again and again. And this is the reality. That's the story of the problem.
Yeah.
Today, solving misconfiguration of vulnerability within the cloud. It's the security identified, but other teams needs to fix it that are not security teams. Security they cannot change configuration of the cloud. This is why we have DevOps. And that process is manual. And that process is clunky. And that process is complex. And there's nothing today that is like kind of a platform that can take you from the point you identify a problem to the resolution path. This is how we call it, to solve that problem. So just imagine all the story can be avoided just by doing 2 clicks of a button. The security guy will know, or the security person will know what the options of resolution of the problem. He will take that information, transfer that information in a DevOps way to the DevOps team. The DevOps team can read it very clearly and listen, oh, so it's a problem in my Terraform script. Oh, this is the right script to change. Wait, let me change it. And then it takes like 4 weeks, 3 weeks of craziness, and you basically solve the problem like we want to solve the problem in a very efficient, automatic way. And this is exactly kind of like the pain that we want to relieve organizations from.
And just listening to your story there, I could tell how passionate you are about it. And it was born out of those frustrations that you must have seen time and time again. But looking at your backstory and your career, I suspect your background in the Israeli intelligence, maybe that must have helped shape your approach to cybersecurity too, especially when the stakes are so much higher in that kind of work. So how do the principles and strategies that maybe you learned during that intelligence career, have they helped inform your solutions and services offered at Zest Security? I would imagine there's a few synergies and crossovers there.
Definitely. I think I will maybe divide it into two.
Yeah.
The way I'm managing the company and the vision of the company. Definitely when you work for a government and with other government, collaboration with, the Interpol, with collaboration with the United States and Israel, the Defense Force, you see those type of attacks that no matter how resilient you are, no matter what's your budget for cybersecurity, you're going to get rich. Bad things going to happen, no matter which type of tools you're going to buy. And by the way, I'm a vendor. I'm selling security products, right? I'm building security products. No matter how many security products you're going to buy and how good you're going to operate, if someone is targeting you or something new is out there, from the point it's out there to the point that something bad can happen, that timeline from what we're seeing working for the intelligence is crucial. Today, to solve a misconfiguration of vulnerability, no matter how resilient you are, it's between, let's say, the best organization we saw and we worked with, 10 days for a critical vulnerability in production. 10 days. imagine if you're a critical infrastructure, or if you're like a government state, a supplier, or weapon industry, or healthcare, or hospital. Just imagine what can happen in those 10 days that it takes you to fix a specific problem. 10 days is a lot. It's crazy. So that's the reality. And this is what we saw in me working with those government institutions, that time is in essence. Time is the most important thing you can have as a security team. And sometimes 1 hour or 1 day can make or break and can lead to a full-blown incident. Just 1 hour. And this is when you realize that, you understand that no matter how expensive and fancy security stack you may have, you need to understand your mean time to remediate. And then I will take another experience, means that most of the governments that we worked with, they couldn't remediate those critical things. Like, just if you talk to real security people, and some of the security and IT and DevOps that listening to us right now, just ask yourself, how many of the security problems you actually completely fixed and completely solved? How many? And their answers will be, and the answers, like, again, we're hearing from our customers, we're hearing from our advisors and the large organization we're working with. Basically, maybe we're fixing 50%. The rest we cannot fix because, again, you're in the intelligence force. You have a mission critical system. That mission critical system cannot be brought down. You cannot patch, you cannot update, you cannot upgrade. That should be 24/7 live. How can you fix it? How can you patch it? How you can upgrade it? And then you realize that remediation and fixing is only one piece of the problem. This is why we call our solution resolution platform. Resolution doesn't mean that we're going to help you fix the problem. It means that we're going to give you the ways to fix it, but we're going to also give you the way that you can live with the problems you have. Again, working with those intelligence units and working with governments, with large institutions, you realize that time is important. And every day that the government is exposed to those critical risks is a day that very serious threat actors to take advantage of it. So you need to break that time challenge by, okay, there is no way I can fix in less than a couple of days. There is no way. It's not normal, right? So how can I take that problem and make it tangible? Okay, what about not fixing? What about mitigating? So think about it as like a painkiller that you're not going to feel the pain. The problem is still there, but you can live with that until the point that you can fix it. So this is something very big that I took with my time at the service and seeing those systems, seeing those type of attacks.
Such a powerful example there. And I suspect with the rapid adoption of cloud services, businesses are also facing increasingly complex security challenges everywhere. And as we said a few moments ago, a 10-day fix is just unacceptable. It is a lifetime in this fast-moving world right now. So how do you at Zest Security, how do you help simplify cloud remediation and mitigation for DevOps and security teams, particularly in eliminating some of those technical barriers and resource constraints that so many businesses are experiencing? They're doing their best. They're trying to put the fires out, but they don't have the right resources, etc., in place, or they're all stretched far enough as it is. How do you simplify and how do you help here?
So I like the word simplify, and thanks, Neil, for kind of giving me that lead here. To simplify it is, we're going to take your problems or the problems that you already care of. So we're connecting to your cloud environment, but we also connected to your DevOps system and the system who deploy and creates those type of assets within your cloud. So we know how your technical DNA looks like. And we also connect to your existing security product and security controls. By looking at all of those, our very, very unique platform can take that. It can take your problems and correlate those problems with the reasons that those problems exist, and the ways that those problems were exposed to your production environment in a get-go. By doing that, it kind of give us a lot of information about which type of way we can solve the problem. And this is where our mitigation and remediation engine come into place. What I do want to mention is, like, 3 years ago, we couldn't build this product. That this problem exists for many years. But again, 3 years ago, the problem cannot be fixed for two reasons. Organization didn't adopt DevOps system like Terraform and CloudFormation and Pulumi, if you know those. They didn't adapt them yet. They just transferred themselves to the cloud. And also 3 years ago, we didn't have available AI, LLMs and AI technology. So by looking on time, if you take the entire market right now, that 85% of the market using DevOps in automation, and now we have access to AI, what we're able to do and to simplify the problem is to take all your problems you have and you want to solve, and to give you resolution paths to understand which type of mitigating control for those group of problems you can enforce, and you can configure and how to configure it in order to take the very critical problems that can take down the organization, make you some problems with auditors, make you some issues with bug bounty. Take those problems and mask them, not solve them, but which way, with your existing investment, with your existing security control, you can mitigate them and mask them to a way that it will reduce the criticality. But on the same time, we're also telling you exactly where the problems stem for and which line of code and which maybe DevOps system needs to be changed and which type of Terraform script needs to be updated and what DevOps or engineering need to do exactly, without doing all those phone calls and Zoom meetings, exactly what they need to do to completely eliminate that. So we're giving you those options, and you as an organization can pick and choose and can work with your available resources to say, I want to mitigate right now. I want to take some painkillers because I'm not ready for surgery. Let's take some painkillers. Let's say live with the problem for a few months. My greatest DevOps guy is going to be back from vacation because now he's in Paris drinking some wine in 2 weeks. So let me live with the problem. Let's update the customers that we're okay. We mitigated the problem, and the security update of the product is going to be released in 2 months, and it's fine. So we are the platform that can provide you those capabilities without blows and whistles and craziness.
And of course, the cybersecurity landscape is evolving tremendously quickly now, with new threats emerging on a continuous basis, whether it be good AI versus bad AI, or is quantum going to break cryptography, etc. So I'm curious, from everything that you're seeing here, what are the most pressing cybersecurity risks you see today, and how are you helping at Zest Security position yourself to address these threats? Is there anything that keeps you up at night?
Everything keeps me up at night, except of I think except of taking care of my customers and my employees. I think from a cybersecurity standpoint, the number one, and this is validated. If you look on Remediate M-Trend report this year, if you're looking on the Verizon report on incidents, the number one, the top reason of incidents is vulnerabilities, non-vulnerabilities, and misconfigurations. We're in 2020, almost in 2025. We have so much budget. We have so many great security tools. And the number one reason that we're still getting hit and still having those incidents is because organization cannot remediate and mitigate cloud misconfiguration of vulnerabilities. And again, this is what's keeping me up at night. And this is exactly what the product is doing. We're going to give that superpower for those security teams to take those problems and fix them, not to manage them. It's like going to a doctor. Again, I love the doctor example. It's like, hey, you have a problem, manage it. No, I know about the problem. Can we fix it? Can I have a cure? Can I have a surgery? Can I do something about it? What can I do? And this is exactly, I think, the problem. Security teams, including myself until today, felt powerless. We know about our problems. and we're managing our problems. We're kind of like arranging them like, I don't know, in colors, like you do an M&A, like the red's here, the white's here, the blue here, but no one is taking care of them. They're just managing them and prioritizing them. Why? Those are problems that needs to be fixed. Can someone please fix it? And this is exactly what we're here to do. We're taking the fear, the powerless of security that's relying on so many other teams and are so frustrated because it's so manual, so complex. We're taking those number one reason why you have incidents. We're taking that and we're fixing it. We're not going to prioritize. We're not going to give you contextual. We're taking those tickets and we're cleaning your backlog. We're taking those problems. We're remediating them. Maybe we can. We'll mitigate them. We'll do something about it. So again, stop managing, start eliminating, resolving your cloud risk. This is exactly what we're here to do. And I believe it will reduce the pain from those two big pain points, the misconfiguration in the cloud and the vulnerabilities within the cloud and containers and products.
I love that. And I was nodding in agreement with everything you said there, especially as an ex-IT change manager, the amount of misconfigurations I see in the news every day. And I'm ranting to my wife. Where's the testing? Where's the rollback procedure? What's happening? How did this happen? But you're so right in what you say. And it's something I see again and again. And you're someone that's designed products that are now used by thousands of organizations around the world. So I've got to ask, what would you say are the key factors that contribute to the widespread adoption of a security platform? And how are you at Zest Security ensuring that your solutions meet the needs of larger enterprises? Because that adoption, getting people on board and the culture change and everything that goes with it, that is where the magic happens, right?
Exactly. I think the number one thing that works very well for us at Zest and beforehand with the product I built is to be obsessed with with my customers. It's very easy to kind of think that my vision is the best vision and I know everything and I saw everything. I was seeing a lot of things. I work with many organizations, but the customer is the one that's going to use my product. The customer is the one with the current problems that I need to help them fix. You need to be obsessed with your customer needs and problems, and you need to understand what's stopping him and his team from fixing or resolving his risks. You need to understand exactly what he's going through. By being obsessed with the security team, with the DevOps team problems, we're able to increase this adoption. We're able to make our customers excited, very excited about what we're offering them because they feel like we build this product for them. They feel like we understand what they're going through. And they feel like there is finally something that not only showing them more problems, it's actually something that can solve those problems. And I think one of the major modifications for our vision we made, and we're always modifying our kind of like the product that we're building based on customer feedback. And we have great customers, and I want to thank them for their time working with us. Our customers basically told us, in order to resolve things that is not related to security, but more related to engineering and DevOps, you need to meet them in their own system, their own world, their own kind of like native applications. And this is like one of the biggest but the biggest kind of like emphasis we provided in the product is our product is a security product, but the outcome of what we're finding and the guidance and the fixes and the remediation and the mitigation, we deliver to those teams in their own place. If it's in the code repositories, or if it's in the ticketing system, or if it's in a specific Slack channels and in a specific template and specific languages that they needed. And I think that's what makes us so special and different. Because in order to solve a problem, you need to meet your customer needs. And this is exactly what our product is. We're excited about our product, but actually making our customers happy. And that's the most important thing.
Love that. And as you continue to grow, especially with one eye on 2025 already, what would you say your grand vision, your long-term goals are for the company? And how do you plan to keep innovating in the cloud security space and stay ahead of all these emerging threats and industry trends. It's an incredibly exciting space, but it can be quite challenging too.
Yeah, so we have a lot to build. Our product is already GA available. We're supporting all cloud environments. We have massive customers. We're getting a lot of customer adoption. So there's a lot of work to do. From where we're seeing ourselves is basically every company today that have a cloud presence and care about fixing vulnerabilities, they need to have not only a CSPM or a CNAP, and I will remove the acronym, Cloud Security Posture Management Tool, that's starting to be very kind of commodity. Like everyone needs to have it, like they have an antivirus or an EDR. They need to have also, and I want the organization, this is my vision, this is what we're leading for. We're going to innovate enough so each and every company today in the world will have a resolution platform, because identifying problems is not enough. Visibility is not security. Knowing about your problems doesn't mean that you're more secure. It just means that you know how not secure you are. And in order to solve those problems, it's a big challenge. So again, our vision is to commoditize risk resolution and to deliver mitigation and remediation to cloud security risk across all technologies, product, microservices, containers, runtime, everything that related to cloud issues that threat actors are abusing. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of research. And this is why we're hiring today security engineers. We're hiring developers. We have top-notch leaders, again, from companies like alumnus and Akamai and Varonis. And we're using those brains to attract more talent and invest a lot in R&D. And I think investing in the people that we hire and investing in the customers that we're bringing on board will allow us to capture that vision. It's a long way to go, but we need to do it fast.
Well, I cannot thank you enough for sharing your insights with everyone listening around the world today. And before I let you go, I'm going to see if we can have a little bit of fun with you now, because cybersecurity is a very serious topic, but we have a Amazon wish list and a Spotify playlist. I always ask my guests, would you like to leave a book to that Amazon wish list or a song to the Spotify playlist? What's that one final gift you're going to leave everyone with today?
That's a cool question. So there is a book, and you can also have it as an audiobook, that really speak to me when I started Zest. And I had a lot of questions, and that book called Play Bigger. Probably very famous for like go-to-market people as a technical person. It basically tells you how to address an existing market with a new problem, and how to take that new problem and create a new market, and how to do it in the right way. And I think that book basically helped me to talk to security people and tell them, hey, we all know about this problem. We all suffer from this problem, and we all kind of accepted that this is a problem we need to live with, but we actually have a solution for it. That change of mindset was very tough. Playing that Play Bigger audiobook kind of helped me to address that really big challenge of creating a new category in a very smart way. So that's my kind of small recommendation for the podcast.
I love it. I will get that added straight to our Amazon wish list. And I love what you've done here with your own career and everything, and how you've took a problem, you took your own frustrations and not just moaned about it or complained about it like I might. You've gone out there and created that solution. You've fixed the problem. Incredibly cool. And for anyone listening just wants to find out more information about Zest Security, maybe find out more about anything we talked about today, where would you like to point everyone listening? What's the website?
So the website is zestsecurity.io. We're very, very open. So all the information about how the product works, how the integration works, everything is there. So you can learn about the platform. More than that, feel free to book a demo. A security specialist, not a salesperson, which I love salespeople, but again, security specialist would jump on a call, give you a ride, on our platform, ask you some questions, show you some use cases. So our website is the way to go. If you have a personal ask, anything I can help to any one of our listeners, feel free to DM me in LinkedIn. I'm very active in LinkedIn. So it's Snir Ben Shimol, co-founder of Zest Security in LinkedIn. Feel free to reach out.
Love that. Well, I will add links to everything to make that nice and easy for people listening. And I do urge them to check you out and maybe send you a message and be inspired by you. Because, as I said a few moments ago, you experienced cloud risk remediation challenges firsthand. Those frustrations, though, along with the fact that there was a realization, hey, there's no existing solution in the market that adequately addresses this problem, led to you developing this technical solution, which went on to become the vision for Zest. And that, combined with the book that you've recommended, I hope this light bulb moment's going off all around the world with people with their own problems where there's no solution out there, and they don't just leave it, they go do something about it. Maybe they start with a book, maybe they DM you, but hopefully we've inspired other problem solvers out there. But thank you for shining a light on this. Really appreciate your time today.
Same here, Neil. Thank you for having me, and let's fix some problems.
So what key insights can we take away from today's conversation? First, the growing challenge of managing cloud security vulnerabilities is a problem that every organization must address. And Zest Security and its pioneering new approach to make the process faster, more efficient, more scalable, that's the stuff that interests me today. And also his vision for integrating remediation platforms into standard security stacks. I think it shows a forward-thinking approach that's driven by real-world frustrations and solutions. And I think more than anything, the key message there was that a reminder that cloud technologies are going to evolve. And because of that, so must our security strategies. But the big question, of course, is what steps will you and your organization take to ensure vulnerabilities are resolved quickly and as effectively as possible? As always, please email me, techblogwriter@outlook.com, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, just @NeilCUs. Let me know your thoughts on this one. And don't forget, you've also got a backstage pass to tomorrow's episode too. So I will be waiting in your podcast feed with another guest. But thanks for listening today. Hopefully I'll speak with you all again bright and early tomorrow. Thanks again.